Okay, so I wanted to get into this little segment before I let you guys go, as long as you guys have enough time for it. But I asked you guys beforehand to see if you guys could pick um, three of your favorite Christian albums, and they don't have to be '90s. They can just be whatever. And honestly, like they could be like Christian. They can be CCM. They can be alternative, indie, even
Is this
metal.
Christmas
Honestly,
albums?
but Chris,
Did you?
Christian albums. I mean, if
Okay.
it is a Christmas album, then I guess that's fine too. But Ashley, if you were ready, I'll let you go first since you might have to leave first at some point. But yeah, did you have any three favorites? Maybe your top three or just three in
Well, I mean,
general?
my top, and I've already mentioned it, but it's For Him's Face the Nation album. And again, I bet you could poll 100 people and, to get two people to say that. But it was my
Mm,
entry into CCM. Um, so I love it.
mm,
And that's what it's my go to. And then I would say, um, Jars of Clay, their 95 album, when when they hit the scene. I can listen to that from start to finish. Love it. Love the sound. Been listening to it lately. And
yeah.
and then my third, I'm trying to think. We just did a top 10 thing a few days ago. What um, I would
Okay.
probably say Stephen Curtis Chapman, Heaven in the Real World, even though I love Signs of Life. I love so many of his. But that, just where I was in ministry, some of the songs on that, again, the whole nostalgia, but it's devotional. I mean, I can think of where I was on a mission trip when I'm listening to a song. And so you gravitate towards
Mm,
meaningful times in your lives when what you were listening to. And so for that reason, I would say Stephen Curtis Chapman, Heaven in the Real World.
nice. Yeah, those are good selections. I have a certain you know connection with heaven in the real world because I have nostalgic memories of me being in the back of the van as a like I don't know 5 years old. My mom playing that tape, uh, and oh, my camera's uh, turned off for some reason. Um, I'll try to talk while I'm figuring this out. Um, so yeah, she would play that, and my favorite as a kid was probably like Dancing with the Dinosaur because it was about dinosaurs. So that was cool. And yeah, and the Jars of Clay, I have a great appreciation for that band and that album. I would probably say that Much Afraid, I'm a bigger fan of.
I love that album.
But
Yep.
yeah, it's great. They definitely did like kind of something different with that one, that being like their sophomore album. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, it's all good stuff.
The
All
best
right.
thing on Much Afraid is the hidden track at the end.
Oh yeah.
Um, there's a hidden track on that one, and I love it. That's a great album.
Is it was that the hymn that they had at the end, or I guess I'm forgetting
Yeah, I don't remember if it was a hymn, but
exactly what it was.
it's just a very melancholy, soothing kind of song. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Uh, Rachel, why don't you go ahead and share yours? And I'm still trying to figure out what my camera's doing.
So I'm going to pick the ones that I probably loved the most during the 90s. These are the ones that probably impacted me the most in terms of me as a teenager. Um, I Okay, so I will say if I didn't have any rules that placed on my list, I would be all three would be Stephen Curtis Chapman. So I'm not going to do that because that would be a boring list for everyone. But I will say that my number
Thank you.
one favorite is the Live Adventure, which is a live concert recording of the Great Adventure Tour. So, and the reason why I picked that one is because it's like a little bonus, because you get Great Adventure songs, but you also get some of his earlier work in there as well. And he has a really great medley that he does of some of his older songs. So it's like a twofer, it's like a little bonus. You get the new stuff and you get the old stuff. And so I was introduced to a lot of his music through that album. So the Live Adventure. Then the second would be DC Talk's Free at Last. So I know everyone always argues about, which DC Talk album is the best. Is it Supernatural or is it Jesus Freak? And well, no. Trick question, it's Free at Last. So I just think it's the funnest. It's totally original. I love the lyrics. I learned a lot from them. It's just a fun album. I mean, come on, there's not another album like that in 90s Christian music. So I love that one.
Oh, yeah.
And then the third one is Out of Eden's More Than You Know album. And I wore that CD out. I played it so much in my little group of friends at school. We all listened to it constantly, and it means so much to me that Danielle from Out of Eden is one of our endorsers for the book, and is giving her thumbs up for the book. So that meant a lot to me. So those are my 3 albums.
Hey you. Yeah, you person right there watching this video. Hey, did you know that this was just a little clip from an actual full episode of the show that I do called the I'm Clifford Today Show? Well, now you do. So you should just go and check that full episode out, and hey, while you're at it, you should just go subscribe and check out my whole channel. That's just my advice. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want.